Hello and welcome to Dimensional Analysis Part 2. We're going to focus on a little bit of problem solving and some unit conversion here, which won't look exactly like what we're going to be doing in class, but kind of gives you a sense for these types of problems. If your car has a fuel efficiency of 22 miles per gallon, automatically gives us a conversion factor, and you want to drive to Albany, which is 159 miles away. How much would you spend on gas if gas is $3.75 a gallon? So our starting amount is going to be our 159 miles. Our ending amount, what we want our answer to actually come out in, is going to be money. So what I like to do is just kind of say to myself, okay, I need to get rid of miles. So the 22 miles per gallon is the conversion factor that I'm going to use. I'm going to have to put miles on the bottom. And then I'm going to have to put my 1 gallon on top. So this will allow me to cancel miles. Next, I'm going to need to get rid of gallons. It's very easy to turn gallons into dollars by putting 1 gallon on the bottom and $3.75 on top. So now mathematically, I'm doing 159 times 375 and dividing that by 22. Which is 27.1. We do technically have 3 sig figs here. What I did was I did treat it like money, so $27.10. What is the distance from Marcellus High School to Destiny? The distance from Marcellus High School to Destiny, USA is 14.53 miles. What is the distance in meters? So my starting amount is my 14.53 miles. This is a pretty straight up conversion. We want to end up in meters. The conversion factor that I have is actually kilometers to miles. So to get rid of my miles, I'll put 1 mile on the bottom and 1.61 kilometers on top. My miles are going to cancel. And now we have a simple kilometers to meters step. So that 1 kilometer contains 1,000 meters. Kilometers are going to cancel, so 14.53 times 1.61 times 1,000, nothing to divide by, gives us a very large amount of meters, which makes sense because meters are pretty small. Saffron, a very expensive spice that costs $3.68 per ounce. Determine how many grams you could purchase for $15. Sorry about having to pause there for a second. I forgot that I did not have the conversion factor up here for ounces to grams. 1 ounce is equivalent to 28.35 grams. So my starting amount, I have $15. And I want to turn this $15 into grams of saffron. So I'm first going to have to get my dollars to cancel. So I need dollars on the bottom. So $368 is equivalent to 1 ounce. Dollars cancel. My next conversion factor, I'm going to put my 1 ounce on the bottom and my grams on top. Ounces are going to cancel. So you're going to do 15 times 28.35 divided by 368. Oops, that should not be in ounces. Pardon me for a moment. So will allow us to get round that up, put 4 sig figs here, 1.156 grams of saffron, which is a very, very small amount because this is a very expensive spice. Favorite funny little problem of mine, we have 9 class periods here at Marcellus High School. If you zone out 5 minutes of every class period, how many hours of education will you have missed in a 180-day school year? So we are going to be starting. I'm going to start us with 5 minutes per period. You have a lot of different things actually you can start with. You could start with 180 days. I just kind of made that decision. So you can actually start with things that are fractions, as long as they're equal to each other. So this is 5 minutes per period. What we want to find out is how many hours per year of education you will have missed. So the very first thing that I want to do is I have to get rid of both minutes and periods. So I'm going to just choose to turn minutes into hours first by putting 1 minute on the bottom, or I'm sorry, 60 minutes on the bottom, and 1 hour on top. So that already right there took care of the minutes that I wanted to get rid of. Now I need to deal with periods. So in Marcellus High School, we have 9 periods per day. So 9 periods on top to allow that to cancel is equivalent to 1 day. Periods are gone. Now we have days left, so I need to turn days into years. Now typically, obviously, we would use 365, but since this is only school days, we're going to have 180 days being equivalent to 1 year. Of course, it was not accurate to the calendar, but works for the school calendar. So you do 5 times 9 times 180 divided by 1 times 60 times 1. And I used unlimited sig figs on this, kind of a for fun problem. Obviously, the 5 minutes, I'm treating like everything there is exact, which isn't really true about the 5 minutes, but kind of a fun little problem to make you think about 5 minutes adding up to a lot of hours of missed learning. So a couple for you to try on your own. I'm going to pause the video and I will put the answers up so you can pause the video and try them out and check how you did. All right, so let's see how you did. Number 1, seconds in a day, 9 times 10 to the 4th seconds. Because I really didn't have, you could maybe treat this like unlimited sig figs. I decided to kind of go with making it 1 sig fig, which is why I represented it in scientific notation and rounded it. 60 miles per hour is 88 feet per second. And again, that's kind of a tricky one in terms of sig figs, so maybe I probably should have rounded that to 90 feet per second. We don't really have a whole lot of sig figs when things are written out. How many minutes are in 180 days? I actually gave quite a few sig figs there. 259,200 minutes. To keep in mind too, if you have that comma there, I'm totally fine with that. Just a little thing to be aware of that in other countries, because the comma is used as a decimal, I frequently leave it off. One of my favorite fun little problems is the idea that if you were wrapping burgers and you crashed your car, how many burgers would you have to wrap to fix it? So one thing that I did that you may have done a little bit differently, these 2 conversion factors right here can actually be combined. 40 hours is equivalent to $520.17. So if you did combine those 2 and you totally left out the step of the week, you're going to get the same answer and your setup is totally fine.